Hey guys, Hegons here with the World of Warcraft Gold Making Guide. Today we are starting our Dragonflight Profession series, covering what you need to know to maximize your profits from crafting and make millions in Dragonflight. In the last video, I asked which professions y'all wanted to see first, and jewel crafting got the most votes. That means we're going to be taking a closer look at jewel crafting today. Jewel crafting is definitely in my top 3 as far as professions for gold making. In Shadowlands, we made a killing off of neck and ring legendary bases, crafter's mark gear with optional reagents, and it was even used for a viable shuffle for cheap enchanting mats early in the expansion. In BFA, we had staves and other crafts which made us a bunch of gold, and in Legion, we had the high-end gems require Blood of Sargeras to cut, which made them highly valuable and lucrative. In Dragonflight, gems are going back to a similar system, requiring these awakened essences, which are similar to volatiles or primals from past expansions. Depending on how scarce these awakened essences are will determine how expensive these gems end up being. Either way, the highest quality and highest stat gems will fetch a fortune early on. Before we jump into the recipes and crafts that are available currently on the beta, let's take a closer look at the talent trees for jewel crafting. We have 4 specializations for jewel crafting, and these specializations are Jeweler's Toolset Mastery, Faceting, Setting, and Enterprising. The Jeweler's Toolset Mastery tree has 3 talents which improves your overall jewel crafting skill. The first talent provides +1 skill per point. In addition, the first perk you get for this is 10% faster crafting, similar to the crafting glove enchant we had last expansion. Each milestone provides additional plus skill with capstone at 30 out of 30, providing an additional 10% crafting speed, as well as +10 inspiration and +10 resourcefulness. The other talents provides +1 resourcefulness per point, as well as +1 inspiration per point, respectively. If you need a recap of what skill, resourcefulness, and inspiration are for Dragonflight professions, please refer to my previous video. In addition, these 2 talents will allow you to save more reagents from resourcefulness procs, and gain more skill from inspiration procs as you level and hit these milestones. As this tree impacts all of your crafts for jewel crafting, you'll likely want to put points in early on, especially the first talent if you find that you're lacking the skill to craft the highest quality gear, even with the finishing and optional reagents. Next, we're going to skip ahead to the 4th tree, Enterprising, as it'll likely be another important specialization early on. The important talents to focus on here are Enterprising, which provides +1 skill for prospecting, reagents, and equipment per point, and Prospecting to the left, which improves your yield and efficiency when it comes to prospecting. Depending on how easy it is to acquire the knowledge points that you need for the talent tree early on, it might even be worth having at least 2 jewel crafters on your realm. The first one would have points into the Enterprising specialization to handle all of your prospecting. That way you can maximize your yield and make sure you're getting the most high quality gems. The second jewel crafter would handle all of your crafting, focusing on putting points into the other 3 specializations. The last 2 specializations, Faceting and Setting, will improve your crafts. Faceting covers talents which improve cut gems, and Setting covers talents which improve rings, necks, trinkets, and statues. Faceting is very straightforward. The first talent improves all cut gems, while the 4 sub-specializations improve gems of a particular type. We have 4 types here: Air, Earth, Fire, and Frost. We will take a closer look at these, as well as Primalish gems, which are the prismatic gems for Dragonflight, later on when we cover recipes. Lastly, the Setting specialization will improve jewelry, trinkets, and statues. The first talent gives plus skill per point. The right side of this tree boosts your statues, which I think will be less important unless these end up being used for endgame content. The left side should be more of your focus, as they include 3 talents which boost jewelry, necklaces, and rings. You'll definitely be investing points into these if your intent is to be a crafter focusing on high quality rings and necks. Now that we've taken a look at all 4 specs, let's take a look at the crafting recipes. First, we have the Jewel Crafting Essentials category. In here is Prospecting. This is similar to past expansions where you take 5 ore and turn them into gems and byproducts. We also have a new addition called Crushing. This will take 3 gems and turn them into silken gem dust. The silken gem dust will be used for certain crafts. From my testing, it appears like you will get the same quality gem dust as the gems you used. Lastly, we have recraft equipment, which allows you to change the optional reagent and quality of some crafted items. In addition, you can gain skill when you recraft, but a reduced chance. Depending on how reduced the chance is, this may be a great way to gain skill if you can just spam rerolling stats. Next, we have all the reagents. This includes items that you'll need for higher end jewel crafting recipes, as well as various finishing reagents. Finishing reagents are similar to the missives and crafter's marks that we had in Shadowlands. When they are added to crafts, they will improve stuff like skill and inspiration, but will be consumed in the process. These are a great item to use to get your skill high enough to make the best quality item if you're short. Next, we have the bread and butter of jewel crafting, and those are all the gems. In Dragonflight, we have rudimentary gems, which are the lowest stat and crafted from the uncommon uncut gems. We also have air gems, which provide either haste or haste and another secondary. Earth gems are mastery. Fire gems are crit. Frost gems are versatility. And finally, we have primalist gems, which are primary stat with one of the secondaries. As I stated earlier, these will be very expensive to craft early on, especially if the awakened essences and primal chaos for the primalist gems are hard to come by. We have one item under the miscellaneous category called tiered medallion setting. These will likely be in high demand as it allows you to add up to 3 sockets to a necklace. You'll likely want to craft these at the highest quality because the quality determines how many sockets it can add. As you can see from my necklace, I was able to add 3 sockets using the highest quality settings. Next, we have jewel crafting trinkets. Note that these are bind on pickup and are similar to alchemy trinkets. They're a stat stick for primary stat and also includes a proc based off of the number of a specific gem that you have equipped. I don't know how they will compare to inscription and alchemy trinkets, but it should be interesting to see if these have an impact on the prices of Darkmoon decks in Dragonflight. Moving on, we have jewelry, which includes rings and necks. On the beta, the epic quality jewelry starts at item level 386, going up to 396, and can actually get higher than that if you infuse them with a primal infusion or concentrated primal infusion. I believe these come from doing endgame content. Like the trinkets, they are bind on pickup. However, if it's something that can be made for other players through the crafting order system, rings, necks, and trinkets will be very lucrative for jewel crafting. We have statues making a return to the game. These appear to be more for fun and use in the open world and not for any endgame content. I do not expect these to be a huge gold maker, so you're probably better off saving your mats for other crafts. We have whelpling battle pets which jewel crafters can make. The biggest obstacle to crafting these is the jeweled dragon's heart, which each pet requires. These are on a 2-day and 19-hour cooldown with all of your perks unlocked, so it will take over 2 weeks to craft one of each for your own collection. This could be a good gold maker early on to sell to pet collectors without jewel crafting themselves, assuming these can be created and sold on the auction house. We have novelties, which are cosmetics, toys, and the projection prism, which allows you to copy someone else's appearance, similar to the prisms we've had in past expansions. Like the pets, the toys and cosmetics should be great to sell early on, before too many crafters enter and flood the market. Jewel crafters can create 8 different types of profession equipment, 4 for inscription, 2 for enchanting, and 2 for JC. These are equipped in the new profession window to boost crafting. As an example, I have the uncommon jewel crafting accessory, which grants inspiration and multi-craft. You can also see that I have the jeweler's toolset equipped in the second slot. This will save you some bag space by not having to carry tools in your bags. Lastly, we have extravagant glasswares. These are the new crafting cooldowns for JC. It includes the jeweled dragon's heart, which can be used for the battle pets, and 5 other clusters. As I stated earlier, even with all the talents and perks unlocked, the dragon's heart is on a very long cooldown at 2 days and 19 hours, while the others are on a 20-hour cooldown. At the time of making this video, none of them share a cooldown, therefore you can craft all 6 as long as they are off cooldown. Most likely you will use these to upgrade your uncommon gems to rare quality gems once per day. I did a bit of testing on the beta and ended up with between 4 to 8 of each rare gem at the highest quality after converting the highest quality uncommon gems for each recipe. Overall, I'm very excited for jewel crafting as a profession in Dragonflight. As I stated in the intro, it is definitely in my top 3 professions for gold making, and it doesn't look like that's going to change in Dragonflight. In the next video, we will be taking a look at my favorite profession, one that has made me multiple gold caps in profit at launches for the past 3 expansions, so I'm very excited about that. As always, thank you all for watching, and a shout out to my supporters over on Patreon. Thank you to Nish, Lachlan, and Augusto for your contributions to the channel. Hope you guys all have a great week, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Late.